Hello and welcome to Arsenal Domination and Gooner Gathering. This video going out on both channels. Please do subscribe to both if you are not already. I want to talk about Arsenal's attack this season and put it into the context of the league. So Arsenal have been criticised, understandably so, in recent weeks after 2 goalless draws in the Premier League. But conversely, we're also the second highest goal scorers in the Premier League. We have the best defence in the Premier League, and I think going into week 7 of the Champions League with the 4th highest goal scorers. So should we really be concerned about that? And the answer, of course, is yes and no. So in terms of the context of the league, because I think this is important, the Premier League is currently on course to have 40 less goals this season than last season. There has been a significant increase statistically in set-piece goals, and we've already seen more goalless draws this season, but 17, than we did last season. And I think the reason for this has really been that teams have gone away from that expansive playing out from the back we saw a couple of years ago to a more pragmatic approach right down the divisions, making it harder to get results, particularly away from home. We're seeing more low blocks, we're seeing more teams pack the middle, making it harder for strikers to get the space to operate in, and wide forwards. They can get the ball wide, but as soon as they come inside into the dangerous areas to score goals, they're not able to find the space. And we're seeing numbers down across the league, even players like Erling Haaland are struggling. And Arsenal are certainly struggling more than most. It is a statistical fact that teams are defending much deeper against Arsenal than they are against other teams in the league. But that said, Arsenal cannot just say, well, it's more difficult for us than everyone else. They have to look at themselves and where they can improve. Victor Gyökeres, we've been sort of talked about a lot, but I think it's a deeper issue than that. I've linked a video, if you're watching on my channel, to sort of the composition of Arsenal's attack, and I think this is an area that we can really look at. And we know our defence is really, really strong, but attacking-wise, we're not getting the combinations necessarily right. And I think this came to light really against Forest. Martinelli against a low block doesn't really work. You need him to operate in space. You can see the difference between him in the league and cup competitions this season. Similarly, Odegaard looks to play the balls into clever little pockets of space that just don't exist at the moment. Eze is the magic man that can make things happen. And someone like Victor Gyökeres playing up front likes to operate in space, whereas someone like Havertz or Jesus will bring the defence up the field to create space in behind. And I think that's the sort of thing that Arsenal need to be looking at, depending on their opposition this season. And I think that is an area that, we have got right more times than we've not. You can see that from the goals, albeit some have come from set pieces, which is a legitimate way to score, by the way. But we can still improve in that area. I don't think that's a doubt. But I think overall, teams really have a conundrum when they play Arsenal. If you come out and attack us, Arsenal can hit you, they can hurt you. We've seen that in the Champions League this season. We've seen it domestically as well. Chelsea the other day, we scored 3 because they tried to play out against us. Villa in the league, we also scored quite significant numbers of goals. If teams sit in, we've seen multiple times this season, teams barely register a shot on goal against us. But that means we have to break down that low block, which can be very, very hard. And we need it, as I say, to get better at that. But I really think we're going to win the league this season. I think if you look at the moment, City would have to win. If we get to 85 points, City would need 14 wins from their remaining games. I don't see that happening. And I think Arsenal will get there and they will be champions.